dropping science.
Come on, bounce, bounce, come on, bounce.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel again. Now, today we are listening to Joyner Lucas. Yeah, Joyner Lucas, I think, is one of my favorite. No, I think he's my favorite of the new generation of rappers coming out now. Not just coming out, obviously he's been out for a while, but what I mean is to take over from the generation that are sort of edging out. Yeah, so we're looking at him in I'm Not Racist. Now this track, yeah, is my favourite track of Joyner Lucas so far. Yeah, and boy, the message that he conveys in this song is so deep and so true that it had to be his breakout song. Like, it was, this is the track that pierced everything and went through to the top. And this is why we know about Joyner Lucas now, because of the way he broke things down in this track. And I thought, you know what, with recent activities going on with Nick Cannon, I just thought, you know what, let's have a look at this track. So we're not going to waste any more time. Please follow my social media, and yeah, we're going to get straight into it.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills.
Yo, straight away. Do you know what? Both sides of this argument. Let's just break it down to this. Yeah, it being white against black. Yeah, let's just break it down into this. Now, it's very common. It's a common thing, yeah, for a black man, yeah, a black man to be seen not associating with his kids. Yeah, and yeah, they might have excuses all the way down, but excuses are not the truth. The truth is the truth. Yeah. So if you have an excuse, that's not the truth. That's not the reason why. Yeah. What I tell people a lot is, look, there's a difference between an excuse and a reason. Yeah? An excuse is something you say to get out of doing something you're supposed to do. Getting out of doing something that you have responsibility over. Yeah? That's what you say. So an excuse is a lie. Yeah? A reason, yeah? Listen to this, yeah? A reason is what you say where it has a genuine, where it's a genuine thing that actually stops you from being able to carry out that responsibility or do that activity you're supposed to do. Yeah? So if somebody can give you a reason where it checks out and there's nothing you can do about changing that, yeah, then fine, that's a reason. But if someone's giving you an excuse is a lie. Yeah, so please be able to differentiate between the two. Yeah, and also check yourself, check what you're saying. Yeah, don't give excuses. Excuses are lies. Give a reason. Yeah, and don't say you gotta know a reason is 100% truth, and you can't get around it. Yeah, there's no way to get around a reason. A reason is a reason. Yeah, an excuse, you can always get around an excuse. Learn the difference between the two. Yeah, and it's so common. Let's get back into it, sorry. It's so common to see that. But also, it doesn't mean that all of them do it. No. You're far from right when it comes to that. Yeah? Don't let what you see in a small group of people make you generalize the whole group of people. Yeah, because yeah, it might be common, but what about the ones who are actually taking care of their children? And flip it as well. there are people from other races that do exactly the same thing. Why is it that those ones aren't called out? Because it's not a common thing. It still happens though. You know? Everything that happens in one particular race, if you want to say that, happens in all of them. Yeah, it might be common in certain areas, but have you been to all the other areas too? You know? I'm so sorry, we're 10 seconds in and I'm going off already.
Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black.
Yo, it's so true, bruv. It's a thing that the media has put into us as well. Do you know that? Think about it. You know, a white person says it. What? No, you can't say that. What do you mean? You don't have the pass to say that. You don't have the license to say that. You can't say that word. That's our word. Really though, is it really your word? Think about it. Where does the word come from? Think about the language. Think about what that word actually means. Yeah. It's not, me personally, I feel like it's another word that shouldn't be used at all in any circumstance because of the problem it brings about. You know, being able to use, whether you're able to use that word or not, yeah, shouldn't, whether you're able to use that word or not, yeah, shouldn't create a division between people because we can use it and you can't. If you're saying that, then you're separating people already because there's a word there that is used to distinguish between this and that. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. Anyway, let's continue.
Pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright.
Yo. Now that one there is a serious one because I mean Joyner goes through it in the next verse, but I do have to say something about that, yeah. There are a lot of people that are sensitive to that kind of reaction because of what it's brought about, right? And that reaction has only been brought about because of racism, right? Racism goes beyond what we know it to be today, right? And it goes back to the whole idea of supremacy, you know, one race being higher than the other, whatever. Like, it really broke the bond between human beings. So once you don't look like a certain type of human being, then immediately you are seen as lower and treated as lower. And then what's happened is it got to a point where I'm gonna make it black and white for now, yeah? It got to a point where both races, yeah, got to a point that they actually accepted that of each other. Yeah? Being black, you expect to be treated a certain way and you behave in a certain way. Why? Because everyone else does it. Being white, you're taught to be a certain way, right? And you treat people a certain way. Why? Because the people around you do that. It's a thing that works both ways. And it could have been the other way around too. And we would have been in the exact same situation. That's another thing people don't think about. You know, what if it was flipped? Would it be any different? It wouldn't be any different. You know, all you have to do is swap the skin color and it's the same thing. What I mean is, if black people were the slavers and the white people were the slaves, yeah, it would still play out to be the exact same thing, where the black people would have thought that they were superior, and that whole dynamic. But it just needs to be wiped away. That shouldn't exist, because human beings are human beings, bruv. Anyway, I'm sorry, we're only 30 seconds in and I'm still going.
Look, I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son.
Another common thing. Yeah? Now, I know the point Joyner Lucas is getting at. That there's the understanding isn't there. But if you don't stop to understand, where are you going to get the resolution from? You know? And by the way, this guy reminds me of Crip a bit. I actually feel like I'm watching Crip right now. Anyway.
And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean...
Yo, one day, that is really a common thing as well.
Still trapped in a rut. I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor, or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals?
Whew. Yo, again, those points, very common things that happen, which you can't be angry at somebody thinking this way because of your response to it. Right? Now, what I'm saying is, if you work hard, yeah, and you have to pay higher taxes because the taxes are used for, government funding into this and that and whatever it goes into, yeah, and other people are benefiting from those things and not showing interest in, not showing a drive to do something for themselves apart from the easy stuff. When I say that, selling drugs and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna get upset, bro. Like, you go to work, you pay all this tax, and people are benefiting from it. There's people in the UK, yeah, that don't work. Yeah, there's people in the UK that don't work. Why? Because they're better off getting benefits than working because of because they don't have the qualification or whatever. They're actually more beneficial in like sitting at home doing nothing because they can't get a better job that will give them more money than the government will give them for free, should I say. And that makes the working class angry. But what can we do? Nothing. We go to work, innit?
You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you're proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom.
Yo. That one needed some water. So he's talking about how, like, look at your behavior, look at what you're doing. Yeah, you sit there, do nothing, and then complain. And then you go and blame Donald Trump. Like, why are you going to go blame somebody when you're not doing anything about your situation? Right? The situation that you put yourself in, you're there because you put yourself there. Honestly, look, if you want to get out of any situation, there's always a way out, 100% all the time. There's always a way out. You just got to find it. You got to show that you want to find a way out, and you'll find a way out. You need to make a bit more money. There's jobs out there. Oh, it's hard to find a job. Doesn't mean there aren't no jobs out there. There's always jobs out there. There's always something to do. There's always a way to help yourself from whatever situation. Always a way, 100%.
My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black.
Do you know what? I've known white people to say stuff like that, you know? It doesn't matter. You being racist is what you think about something. It's not about who you're associated with. You can have people of different race and different colour around you. It doesn't mean you're not racist. You know? That racist behaviour is something that you control, right? And if you want to dive into that, then that's you doing that. Right? So it's not about who you know and who's associated with who, and therefore because of that connection 6 people down the line you're not racist. No. It's about you and your first connections to people, or the way you relate to that person that you might bump into at the bus stop, or that person you sit next to at work. It's bigger than just, oh, I know this person, who knows that person. That's nothing. What do you do?
My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lie, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, study the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my God.
Yo, it's true. Look, it's not even about white and black. It's about what are you doing? Yeah? Are you studying the right thing? Are you following the right thing? Yeah? Even if you might worship whatever musician or whatever, like in this case he's talking about how a lot of black men out there worship Tupac but do nothing about their life. They don't even follow the teaching that Tupac was trying to teach. You know, be real. Being real means being truthful. Tell the truth. Doesn't mean be a wannabe gangster, no. And it's the same the other way around.
And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president.
What did he say there that wasn't a fact? Look, this track, yeah, is so real, and it's a common thing between like with black people. They actually like to sit there, blame the system, blame the white people, blame this, blame that. Look, you can change it by acting. Do it. Change it. Go make that change yourself. Yeah, it starts with you first. Yeah, if you don't start with you, you're not going to get anywhere. Why? Because you're going to sit there. Who's going to learn from you? Your kids. What are they going to learn? Oh, it's time to sit around because that's what my parents did. They still got money. They were still able to buy food and all that kind of stuff, so I can do the same. Yeah? And a lot of people just sit there and don't teach their kids anything. And that's what happens. Right? Other people who are actually doing the right thing will look at you and think, is that how all of them are? Okay, well, we can't associate ourselves with them then because they're like that. You know, I've heard that they are like this. I've heard that they're like this. Right, it's like, how do I explain this? Like, if you've watched shows like Jersey Shore, yeah? Let's say, yeah, Jersey Shore. Yeah, and you've never met any Italian people before, yeah? Jersey Shore will be the only thing you have to go by to say, this is how Italians are. What kind of image do those guys show about being Italian? I know my fair share of Italians, they're nothing like that. But because that's what you know about them, that's all you go by. Right? If you're in America in the hood, yeah, and the generic bangers that are out there are all you know about black people, that's all you've got to go by. You'll never find out about the ones who have made a difference and made a change in this world. You'll never know about them because you're stuck in that loop of what's cooking in the soup in your area. This is why it's very important to do the research yourself so you can know for yourself and advance from there.
Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect. You gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist.
Do you know what? I have to commend this guy in this guy rapping, like doing the lip sync. I'm sure this guy got a lot of criticism for doing this, especially for the scene that it is, and then also like he's having to say the N-word. Like obviously on the black side of things, yeah, it's alright because it's Joyner Lucas, blah 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 blah. But for you to say, do you know what, I'm gonna get up and do this, it takes bravery, because he would have got a lot of stick from the white side of this. You know? But yeah, shout out to this guy. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, he's done a good job with it.
I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more.
Everybody knows about the cipher on Donald Trump that Eminem did. It was too much fire, bruv. It was too much heat. But if you're openly racist, you're like, if you're a white racist, sorry, yeah, you're gonna disown Eminem. He's not white anymore, bruv. We don't know him. But if you listen to what Eminem had to talk about, yeah, he was speaking the truth. And now look what Trump is doing, bruv. I've met a few Americans, yeah, in the past few years. I haven't met a single one who's been happy about what Trump has done so far yet. Maybe it's just because I haven't met the ones who like him yet. Maybe, but there's quite a lot of them, and all of them have the same story to tell. We're not American anymore. Anyway.
It's like you want to be so famous. You'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not...
Strong lines. Again. Look. If you keep doing the same thing, yeah, and that thing that is associated with you makes people act a certain way, if you do the same thing, people are going to do the same thing to you again. So, now what he's talking about is the type of dressing, yeah, the kind of things you wear, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, if the first person that wears a hoodie down the street is getting stopped, and you know that, why are you going to go wear a hoodie and walk down the same street the same way? You're going to get stopped too. You shouldn't be surprised about that.
I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours.
Now, that is the bit where it's like, that's the bit that the world isn't doing. They're not flipping the script. They're not looking for the other side of the story. They're going by what they know, and then using that as their precedent. Yeah? Now, if I was to say, well, what I think of you is the truth about you, what are you going to tell me? I've never spoken to you before. Yeah? You know, I've never known you in my entire lifetime, but I can say, because of what I know about the people that are the same shade of skin as you, I know how you are. I know what you're gonna do next. Is that a valid point? Is that even a valid point? Like, does that make sense? I don't know anything about you, but yeah, I'm gonna judge you according to what the TV shows me. That's what's happening. People don't do the flip side. People don't go and do the research. People don't go and talk to people. They just assume just because. Anyway.
I wish that I knew yours.
How many people have actually said, I wish I knew your side of the story? And actually, when they say that, listen. Actually listen, take part, like, associate yourself.
I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that?
Which protest is right? There shouldn't be a protest in the first place, bro. There shouldn't be a protest because that kind of protest is separating the races again. That protest makes you racist. Yes, it's for a cause, yeah? Don't get me wrong, yes, it's for a cause, but it could be called something else. Why? Because these things happen, and the people that make it happen, they're human beings. All of them are human beings. There's a misunderstanding somewhere. There's wrong training somewhere. There's a wrong approach to things somewhere. Right? First of all, gun laws, come on. Change the gun law, bruv. Every day there's a shooting in America somewhere. They won't change the gun laws. So what's going to happen? There's still going to be shootings everywhere in America. If I give you a gun, what are you going to do? You're going to use it, bruv. If I say you can go and buy a gun, you go and buy a gun, you're going to use it. Yeah? This right here, don't worry, it's not a gun. This right here is a screwdriver. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it.
And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just because you got nigga friends.
We all shouldn't say it. He said it right there. We all shouldn't say it, but you do. When you do something you're not supposed to do, what happens? You're not going to benefit. You're going to get in trouble some way, somehow. So, literally, the word shouldn't be said. It shouldn't exist. But it does, and that's a problem. Because people associate with it too much, too hard. You've accepted it as you. Which is the wrong thing to do, to be honest. That word should not exist.
Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga.
And that's the problem. Yeah? There's a double meaning behind that word. Which is why it just shouldn't be used. Because people are going to get upset. right? And someone's going to die somewhere because someone said the N word in the wrong way, in the wrong context, around the wrong people, at the wrong time. You know? Like, literally, it really shouldn't be said at all.
I'm sorry, you can never fill my life. Trying to have faith, but I never feel alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color.
Right, so in this year, it was also talking about how, like, it's really hard to come back from, it's really hard to bounce back in an environment that was run in the, that is being run with the history it's got behind it. Now, in America, yeah, the history behind it is slavery, right? And if you're a descendant of a slave, then you're gonna know about it, right? And if you're being belittled in any way because of that, it will affect you because you've been affected by it. Me personally, I don't know the feeling because I've been fortunate enough, like, to not have people around me that talk like that. But I'm sure it hurts. But then it shouldn't hurt so much. It should be a thing where you should be able to move on and not cause any trouble. Because at this point in time, as human beings, we should be better than that. We should be acting better than that. We should be doing things that are showing that we, as one human race, are moving forward in life.
My blackness, trying to find a job and ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes. When I...
Some people say they have no choice. Some people feel like they have no choice. Right? And the thing about that is, it's more than just saying, you know, you can just get up and get a job. It's what happened in your old job. Did you try? You know, did you try to get another job? And when you tried to get another job, I mean, how long did it take before you finished up your savings, or, you know, you're thinking about the child that you've got and how you're going to feed that child? You know, sometimes you can literally wonder about where your next meal is going to come from. What are you going to do about it? For some people, that's the only thing they know. Sell drugs, rob someone. You know, it's not ideal, but that's all they know. How do we change that? How do we change that as human beings? What do we do? How do you help your fellow man? You know? How do you do it? Everybody's got their own different way. Some people won't. You know? But that question is there. What do you do in your time of need? I know what I would do. It would be finding another job, just saying.
I'm making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit. This the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people. That's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the two-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know.
Look, very simple thing. If you don't know, don't chat. If you don't know, don't act like you know and use what you think you know to judge someone else. No. You gotta know what's happening first before you can say something. Because you never know what you can fall into by doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Or by not respecting somebody's culture. Right, now all of that stuff that he was listed, yeah? A lot of white people don't do that. A lot of white people don't know about those things. But I guarantee you, there are some white people that know about those things. But because a majority of them don't know, you associate that with all of them. Do you know what I mean? And this is the thing. The cultures need to mix to understand each other. Otherwise, there's going to be problems. You know? A black man driving in America. Now, it's a scary thing to even think about because, why? So many shootings for no reason. For no reason. It was sad. I forgot the name of this guy. But the guy who was in the car with his wife and daughter, I think, and he was explaining to the policeman that he actually does have a license to carry a gun. Yeah? But then he was gunned down. Shot down. In the car, in front of his family. And even after that, his wife was still respectful to the police. You know, it's not fair. Someone shouldn't be losing their life over nonsense like that. You know, but it's happening. And this is why this needs to come out.
And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama. I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump, and I was payback for that.
That point right there affected the entire world, you know. And not just America, the entire world. We all knew it. Look at the criticism that was coming after Obama all the time. He's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this, he's doing that. But did you look at the stats though? Did you check the records of what he was doing? Did you check the progress that this guy put in the country? Us in the UK, we know about that. We know about that. And look, America's not an easy country to take care of. The population, the healthcare, come on, man. It's crazy. Got all the money in the world, but no, you can't afford that healthcare, man. But yeah, we know about that. A lot of Americans don't even know about the stats of Obama's stats. Go and check the stats so you know. And now you got Donald Trump, who is trying to do Iran war now. Look, doesn't that freak you out? Like, that freaks me out, and I'm not in America. I sent out a tweet earlier saying, it's not World War III. Don't call it World War III. Call it President Trump's personal space versus Iran. That's the war. Anyway,
I'm not racist. I never lied, but I noticed a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praise Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died, nigga. Die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but
that bit there is what puts the icing on the cake. He's not saying he's innocent. Can you admit to that you're doing something wrong? Can you own up to your mistakes? You know, why is your life about blaming somebody else about saying? What did proof say? What did proof say in How Come? How come it's my fault for what you did with your life? What? How can it be my fault for what you did in your life? You did that. That's your fault. You can't sit there and blame somebody for your shortcomings. Your shortcomings are for you. Yeah, you could have been cheated out or something, fine. But you got yourself into that situation for that person to do that thing to you. Think about things properly, man. Be objective all the time.
I might be any day now, treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now.
Look, do you remember about was it North Korea that Trump launched? Was it the 52 missiles or something? It felt to me it felt so random that incident. Like, why would you do that? Anyway,
Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not.
yo, straight. That right there is the reason why I don't think I'm gonna be going to America anytime soon. Yeah, unless I know I'm gonna be in safe quarters all the time or whatever. Because how can you just be walking around and not know whether you're gonna die or not when the police stop you? Because honestly, those police out there, then like there's no other police that are so quick to take their guns out. But then also because of this stupid gun law that's in America, can you blame them? Like, you can't really blame them. Like, if as a police officer, yeah, your instruction is to defend yourself if a threat is posed, yeah. If somebody is reaching for something, you don't know what it is. Are you really gonna say I'm gonna wait for them to pull out that thing before I shoot? Because now you're playing a game of what if, like, what if they pull out a gun? What if I wait and they actually do pull out a gun and start shooting? Oh, my gun is still in my holster. Do you know what I mean? You know? And it's a common thing for the gun to be around the waistline somewhere or something, you know? And also, as a civilian, what do you do? Because the police are always ready to pull out their gun. So how do you explain to them that how do you explain to them about what you're going to take out of your pocket? You know, it's stupid. It's stupid for them. It's stupid for somebody to say, okay, I do have a license to hold a gun and it's in this place. Please let me show you, and then shoot. No. That is stupid. That's a mistake by the police. But if you're a policeman, yeah, and you're aware that anybody at all on the street can be holding a gun, you're gonna be ready to fight straight away because you don't know what's coming at you, and vice versa. Yeah, as a civilian, if I've got a gun, the police are ready to pull out a gun on me. Straight, fix the gun law, man.
You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes, so we could change lives, so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building, but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's two sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage.
Yo, you can't erase the scars with the bandage, Nelly. Look, honestly, a scar is a scar. And you know what a scar is? A scar turns out to be a memory of the event that happened to cause that scar. Right? And now, if you want to call racism a scar, it is a scar. Because it affects pretty much everybody in the world. Whether you are acting it out or on the receiving end, it affects everybody in this world some way, somehow. And that's the thing that needs to stop right now. It needs to stop. The longer it keeps on going, the longer we're going to get Trump doing nonsense. The longer it keeps on going, the more we're going to get separation of people. The longer it keeps going, the quicker the world will end. Just saying. Because someone's gonna have it. Someone's not gonna understand something somewhere, and because of that, the entire race is wrong. So don't associate yourself with them because they do that. It's ridiculous. It is. Learn other people's culture, man.
I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding.
This right here, this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen between all different kinds of races that we have in the world. Understand each other, man.
Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.
Alright, man. So that is I'm Not Racist by Joyner Lucas, my favourite track from him. Look, please comment down below. Let me know what you think about this whole racism situation. Let me know what you think about this video. Does it convey the message properly? Was there anything that was missed? Is there anything that should have been spoken about? You know, is there anything I missed? You know, that needs to be pointed out. Please let me know. Yeah. Another thing about Joyner Lucas that you should know is he's half and half. He's half black, half white. So, like, I'm sure he's been on both sides of the argument from time to time. You know. But yeah, post your comments down below. Follow my social media, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care.